Welcome to Monday, March 9th. You're watching and listening to the Day Weather Podcast. Hope you had a good weekend and enjoyed those mild spring-like weather conditions. And spring-like weather patterns are showing up. There's going to be a lot happening over the next 2 to 3 weeks in the Intermountain West. And it kind of got started with that system that came through late yesterday and last night, producing rain showers, snow showers, and even a little bit of thunder in some parts of the high plains. And as we go through this week, it looks very typical for March. It'll be a little on the mild side, a little breezy. There'll be a little bit of snow shower activity in the mountains, a couple of rain or snow showers in the plains. But through Thursday, there's not a lot going on. But once we get to the end of the week, the weekend, and the week of St. Patrick's Week, as we get about a week from today and beyond, well, things could get pretty crazy across the Intermountain West as we see a very active pattern for the second half of March. So our first fall spring is happening now. Trust me, there's more winter weather to come, so take advantage of the nice mild weather while we have it. This is where we are right now with the jet stream pattern. We've got this big trough off the west coast, and you see this little ripple, this little guy right here? This is what came through late yesterday and last night, triggering those showers. Now, during the middle of winter, a little system like that really wouldn't do much, but now that the seasons are wanting to change, the atmosphere gets a little warmer, more moist, and you get a better chance for showers. This guy right here is going to spin off the west coast for a couple of days, bringing needed rain and snow to the mountains in California. But we need to watch this little guy right here. We'll show you why. By later in the week, this is by late Thursday, that low begins to move in to the coast. And what's going to happen is this low up here will make this low kick out. There's something that's called Henry's rule, where storms will cause other storms to move as they approach. So this low will get kicked this way by Thursday night into Friday. And what we'll have is we'll have a low near the Four Corners region. It's not a big one, but it's moist. And this could trigger areas of rain and snow across this area here as we get on into late Thursday night, Friday into early Saturday. It may not be a really big storm, but we've got to watch this area right here for some rain and maybe some wet snow accumulations as we get into Friday and Saturday. Then this guy up here, you notice it's larger, it's more developed. Well, as we take it forward, this is by next Tuesday, St. Patrick's Day. We've got a deep low in the Great Basin forming, and when you see the jet stream take a pattern like this, a ridge in the Pacific, in the Gulf of Alaska, and you get a big high in the southeastern United States, what tends to happen is that the storm tends to get drawn into the Great Basin, and this high here blocks this low from really heading too quickly to the east. This high here drives colder air and energy into the low. And then, I know I'm drawing you a lot of arrows, but this time of year, we tend to get a southeast wind flow ahead of these systems that brings warmer, moist air up from the Gulf. This is a classic March storm setup. Now, whether or not it happens, we'll have to see, because we still have a lot of disagreements, and we're talking about something that's 7 to 10 days away. But we want to give you a heads up that the week of the 16th and the 17th, we could have a weather system that could have a big impact on the weather across the Intermountain West. Now, by next Thursday, that same storm, it's that one, barely moves. According to one computer model, this is the American model, and we have it just kind of meandering into the Intermountain West. Now, if this happens, well, then we're looking at a very unsettled, colder, wet pattern all of next week across the interior West. However, this could be an error. It's just a model, but it does bear close watching. And I want to show you the big differences that we see in the models with these storms. And this is something that I just want to show you why you should never trust that app on your phone that goes out to 10 to 15 days. And I'll give you a good example of it. This is the latest forecast model, the GFS, the American model, that shows a lot of heavy precipitation over Colorado, back into Utah, Wyoming. Then look at all this heavy precipitation in the Dakotas. There's some areas here, 2 to 3 inches worth of water out of the next 15 days. That's a lot of precipitation. And if we were to convert that to snow, whoa, look at these snowfall numbers over the next 15 days. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get this much snow. This is a model. Models are not reality. They're just a tool. But this shows you the potential for a very snowy weather forecast next week if things pan out. Now, to show you The big difference is in the computer models. If we were to go back to a computer model that was run late yesterday afternoon and evening, notice all of the red is down into Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. Look at that. Up here, where it was showing 3 to 4 inches of water, that model doesn't have anything like that. So we've got this solution, and then the snowfall forecast is not even the same. Areas up here that were forecasting 30 to 40 inches of snow over the next couple of weeks has got almost nothing, while we've got that there. So we've got a lot of work coming our way, although we'll tell you that based on what we've seen this winter and what we usually expect in the middle of March, this pattern right here, probably something like this is probably more likely. The end result for you boomers out there is chaos. Chaos in the models this time of year is something that we always have to watch out for. So some of you may appreciate this graphic. Trying to figure out the weather in March and April and May sometimes, well, leads to chaos. Thanks for watching the Day Weather Podcast and listening. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.